Guild podcast, a show mostly about video games and video game news. I'm your host, Matt, and today I'm here with Chris.
Hey.
Marc.
Hey.
And AJ.
What up, what up, what up?
In today's episode, we will be talking about Cyberpunk, obviously, Halo Infinite, and we will get a little bit into the Game Awards show. But before we get into that, everybody except for me, what games have you guys been up to this week?
Cyberpunk, baby, all day. You already know what it is. You already know
So
what
good.
it is.
It is very good.
It is so fucking good, dude. So good.
All right, well, that's Cyberpunk.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't even know what else to say about it without getting into spoilers. So what did you guys start as? I guess we can do something like that.
Yeah, I did a Street Kid.
Street
okay.
Kid.
I focused on what was the sword one? What's that skill called?
Yes, that sounds like
That is
sounds like an
reflect.
AJ question.
Reflex.
There it
Reflex.
is.
Yep. Reflex heavy Street Kid.
Okay, nice.
I went
I'm also
Nomad.
reflex heavy. I'm also reflex heavy Street Kid.
Nice.
I am a tech heavy corpo.
Mm,
So
that social media guy. Yeah.
yeah.
I am an
it seems
intellectual
that,
nomad.
Intellectual nomad.
I think-
Sounds like a guru or something.
Intellect.
I'm an intellectual.
yeah,
Cult leader.
Nomad was definitely the other one I really was interested in. I liked in those little like split-second scenes when you're selecting which one you want to go in, and it gives you like a little cutscene. I really liked the overview of just driving in the desert, and I was like, that's really cool.
Like a Mad Max type situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they did of you letting you explore the desert area.
It was like two buildings right outside of the
Okay.
city, but it was cool, kind of seeing how, I guess, just the border towns, I guess, would be, because in the Nomad one you team up with Jackie, and then you're trying to smuggle something into the city.
Got it.
So you're actually like interacting with border patrol agents and stuff like that. It was cool.
Interesting.
I
That's
like that
pretty
one
cool.
better than the Street Kid
Okay.
intro that I started with.
How did you guys meet Jackie?
He was a
So-
contact for a job.
And in mine, he just happened to be like a good friend.
Okay. Yeah, for I guess me and AJ's, we do a job and try to steal a car, and he was there trying to steal the same car or something,
Yep.
and we both got
Pretty much.
detained.
And then
Became
you guys were
friends.
just like,
But-
well, we both got arrested.
Friends after that, yeah.
Hey, want to come over to my house, eat some chili? Yeah.
Best friends forever.
That's actually pretty funny. And I think we all got the same city cutscene where you like meet his mom and it's like flashing between
Mm.
city scenes.
Yep.
Doing different jobs. Yep.
Yeah. And then you go into that one job where you're like the very, very first job, right? Where you're in the car and then it gives you the option to tutorial.
Yep.
I don't
Okay.
remember how it was for the male voice lines, but in the female one that I've chosen so far, he like never refers to her as V. He uses like all the pet names that you'd use in Spanish.
That's
Uh,
actually really cool.
That's cool.
I'm trying to think if he doesn't give us like a pet name necessarily, but I don't even know if he says V. I think he just mostly says like the homie names you would in Spanish.
Okay, then it's the
Okay.
same kind of thing then.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought he was gonna be calling you like babe and shit. I thought that'd be kind of
He's
Oh,
like
what are-
amigo and
What,
compadre and things like that.
what are like the female Spanish pet names, like Mira?
Hombrina.
Did you say mierda? Someone just say
I don't know. I can't remember.
Someone just say shit in Spanish.
Oh, that's what it was. No, what am I thinking of? I can't remember.
I don't know. But that's actually pretty cool. And I forgot you're the only person. Is anyone else playing female?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Said
I
it
always,
makes
I always
sense.
play RPGs as if it was me, so I
Got it.
always play male.
I initially started as male, but none of the voice lines fit for the character that I wanted to play as, so I started over as a female so that I could detach myself better and play as that character as opposed to playing as myself.
Mm. Is anyone super aggressive? Like whenever you have those quick time, like you can talk things, where you can be like aggro. Has anyone been very aggro?
It depends on how. It
Yeah.
depends if I dislike the person. If I fucking dislike them, then I go heavy on the aggro. But if I'm alright
Okay.
with them, then I'll be like chill and relax. It's very much like real life.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Nice.
it depends on the situation.
Yep.
Okay.
If I feel like there won't be any serious repercussions, then yeah, just interrupt them.
Yep.
But if I'm talking to like a mob boss, be a little easy.
I guess the way that I like to play, that I would have liked to play this game is more I'd be the quiet, but everybody knows that like, oh, you don't fuck with him or her. But yeah, V's super aggro, as I found out.
V can't be super aggro.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Cause V's that dude. That's what
True. That dude.
everybody already knows what
Dead.
it is. Am I the only one who's pushed the story to meeting at least the first encounter of Johnny Silverhand?
I have not gotten that far.
Yeah,
I think
Okay.
so.
I've
Because
been there.
man, dude, the story is insane. Like just playing through the main missions and how like detailed out the main missions are is fucking crazy. It's so dope. Mm.
I guess we'll go around how we're actually playing this game. So I bought on the Stadia, and it's running really good, surprisingly. Looks sharp. As far as I can tell, it's relatively higher the frame rate. Hasn't really dropped too much.
Does it play as if you're playing off a PC? So do you have like the same? Can you use keyboard, mouse?
You can use keyboard, mouse, or controller.
Okay.
I think you are limited in your customization options, though.
Okay. And so, like customization in terms of graphics.
In terms of graphics, I have the option for performance or graphics mode.
Oh, so it's kind of like console in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. Matt, how are you playing it again?
I initially was playing under GeForce Now. That was something that I'd just gotten for this to test it because my computer's not as good as I would like for this. And on GeForce Now was interesting. It was kind of like Stadia in that you're streaming stuff, but it gives you all the customization options, and you essentially run it at whatever frame rate you want to. I think it's max 60 though.
Okay.
So I was tinkering with it, trying to find a nice blend of it, but at least for me, and it might be my computer again. It just seemed like it was like stuttering, even when I had settings to low. And so I think that's just like the stream quality wasn't as good for me. So I switched over. I undervolted and customized my fan curves and did a bunch of stuff to my PC so that it'd run this. And I jumped up about 10 to 20 frames per second, which is just enough for me to now be playing it natively because it just runs better, in my opinion, natively.
Nice. And then I think me and AJ were both running it natively.
Yeah, I'm PC.
On PC, and I've had no issue with it. And I know AJ, I think out of all of us, has the strongest PC.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. Yeah, and beautiful game, super detailed. Probably one of the best looking games I've ever played in my life, with a level of like texture quality and just general detail. But the fucking King of the Rings DLSS, holy shit, man! DLSS is just fucking king supreme of overall tech, bro.
It really
Just
is
magic.
It's magic, man.
DLSS
It is
2.0
fucking magic.
is
Like right now,
insane.
I'm running the balanced mode. So there's 4 different tiers of DLSS in this game. There's quality, balanced, performance, and then ultra performance. And I'm running on the balanced one. And for the most part, man, it's almost, even on balance, it's almost indistinguishable at times to native 4K. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that while you're playing it, you don't notice. Like if you sit down and you like pixel peek, you could see like
Oh yeah, for sure.
some extra
Yeah.
noise. But like when you play the game, it's just all
You
looks
can't tell,
great.
dude.
Yeah.
You can't tell. I'm just like, dude, this is nutty. This is insane.
The GeForce Now version, just to clarify, is the GOG version of the game. So whatever version that is the same one that is on the GeForce Now servers. But if you have it on Steam, Epic Games, anywhere on PC, then you are able to use it in GeForce Now.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's good. It's good stuff though. I've enjoyed my time with it. I need to sit down and play more of it tonight. At least progress the story a little more. I think I'm at a critical turning point in going in between a scene, from what I understand.
Yeah, I definitely want to spend more time. I've spent quite a good amount of time in it already, but the game just draws you in, it sucks you in, and you just want to keep running it to the point where when I stop playing it, I think about it. I'm like, oh man, I want to get back in there, discover some more, just roam around Night City, like discover more hidden things, that have more interactions with characters. I love this game, man, and shoot, all the guys will tell you my bar for this game was fucking high. Like I had that shit like at the ceiling. I was like, this game's gonna be the fucking greatest game ever. My fucking bar was so high, and they honestly exceeded my expectations, man. Like this game is as dope as fuck. There's really no other way to put it. Like I have so much fun from this game, so much fun with this game. I'm always impressed by everything. And surprise, and another interesting thing is, going into the release, like I kept hearing about how bad the bugs were, and honestly, I've only had like 2 instances of bugs, and really only one of them was major, where I had to reload a save, and that I only had to reload a save one time, and I've never crashed. I take that back. No, I take that back. I did crash once, and that was when I tried to see what the game looked like at ultra max everything. on my PC, no. That's the only time I crashed. But when I was playing the game properly, I never crashed once, and I only had one major bug. And I've played probably maybe like 5 hours, and so I was like, man, where are all these bugs that everyone was talking about? So I thought that was kind of interesting.
I do have a decent amount of bugs. I've never crashed though, and most of them are visual. So they're not too worrying for me yet. But I mean, it's definitely buggy, and I think it also is much different for us since we both have decent running. We have pretty powerful PCs. So I think people who have probably more regular PCs, I think, are also struggling because it's like capping out every bit of resource they have.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's true.
Yeah, I think I encountered 3 bugs so far. One was minor, just my hair disappeared one time when looking in the mirror. I couldn't climb up a ladder, so when I climbed up the ladder and mount on to the next floor, it kept pushing me off. So at the top of the ladder, I had to jump onto the platform and finally bypassed it. And the other one was I completed a task for the mission, but it still showed that was my objective. So, and I started running around, not sure what I'm doing. Yeah, yep.
That's exactly what happened to me. That's the same spot. I had to reload my save, and then it magically just pushed forward.
For me, I decided to just climb buildings, and I actually fell off and died, and reset it and fixed itself. So.
That'll work too.
I will say, the best glitch is one that Matt can't experience. Is when you select the large penis and it flips through your pants.
That slider. I'm surprised in the character creation. So they it has its own physics, like dangling.
Yeah, I like the jiggle physics. I'm like, huh.
Yep.
So when I initially started the game, I started it in no nudity mode since I was playing with my kids around, and I didn't even realize that there were all these sliders and options until after I restarted as a female, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh my god! Like, oh.
This is a mature game.
Yes.
For adults.
Yep. No kids around.
Also, this game has one of the greatest quotables of all time in video games.
It's so aggressive.
I'm not gonna say it on the podcast, but that line that the freaking Mega Cyborg says to Evelyn, I was like, damn, that's
so alpha.
That is not okay.
I was like, this is aggressive and insane, and it's all dope.
That's a guy who does what he wants.
Oh yeah, man. He's like,
get away with it because he's massive.
The scan said he's like 97 or 98% cybernetics. Like, this dude is no joke.
Yeah.
This guy has a literal missile silo attached to his shoulder.
On his back, yep.
But we can talk all day about Cyberpunk. We should probably move on so we can.
Hold on, let me get my 2 cents in first. All right, I haven't said anything yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so I know you guys are super excited about it. The game hasn't quite hooked me the way it has hooked you guys. I think there's one cool thing I don't know if we want to talk about with the detectiving stuff that you can do pretty early.
Oh, yeah.
That's the coolest thing I've seen so far, but otherwise the entire week, I don't know. I was kind of like forcing myself to play it just to push through enough just so I could talk about it today. I get the feeling it's one of those types of games where I'm the kind of gamer where if I'm going to break into a world like this, I need like 6 hours uninterrupted and be able to just sit there and really explore, and I just haven't had a chance to do that. And so I feel like this might be a game where I'll play it a little bit longer and then I'll shelve it and wait till later when it's more optimized, or I get a new PC so I can run it better, and then come back to it and try to break through. But the reason why I have been forcing myself to play Cyberpunk is because my entire week all I've been able to think about is Spiritfarer, which is a fantastic game. If you guys were done talking about Cyberpunk.
I had to Google what Spiritfarer was.
I had to Google as well.
And then I
like,
did,
wow.
and I was like, that's a very Mac game.
I said the same exact thing, bro. I said, this is definitely a Mac game, and also it looks boring as fuck. Holy
It is
shit.
not boring. It is way more fun than Cyberpunk. I can say that for sure.
Yeah, no, I can tell you that right now. That is not true.
So Spiritfarer is a game where you're essentially taking over for Charon, the person who brings souls to Hades or the afterworld or whatever the lore is. In this world, they call it the Everworld, I think is what they call it. But you are now tasked with getting souls ready to pass over. So if you've watched Supernatural, you're essentially the Reapers from Supernatural, where people are in this in-between world, and you kind of have to help push them towards there. So you're helping these creatures essentially find their balance with the world.
Is that a
character.
spoiler for Supernatural?
No.
No.
All right, continue. I was just wondering.
I guess it is.
If a person watching our podcast had never seen Supernatural, I was wondering if that would.
He's like, whoa! I'm only in season 1, episode 13. When the Reapers started, that would have been.
It's before season 4. Right?
It was in season 2, I think.
This thing released in 2005.
Spoiler.
Supernatural did.
It was season 3. It was season 3 when it was revealed, I believe. No. Yes. Yeah, whatever. Anyways.
It's not really a spoiler.
So what you're doing is you're meeting these spirits who, as they come onto your boat, they turn into animals, and you're doing tasks for them and kind of helping them find their semblance with the world. Like one character who's like coming to terms with their relationship with their parents, another one who's coming to terms with a relationship with her husband, another person who is losing her memories and stuff like that. And so you're seeing all these different stories, and because you can complete the task in any order, all these animals are kind of just, they go to your boat and then they leave, and so you have this constant mix of creatures that are on the boat. And on the boat, you're actually building like houses and farms and stuff like that. And it's very resource management, which is the exact kind of game that I like. So it's like Stardew Valley, but with a lot more story than Stardew Valley is the best way that I could describe it. Because you're building a farm, you're building up things, you're crafting things, and then you're completing tasks for people in order to build your relationships with these people so that you can eventually convince them to go through the door to go into the next realm.
I will say I do like the art style, because I have a video on right now so I can kind of see what you're talking about. It does look very nice.
It is a gorgeous game. And yeah, it's really good. It's definitely one of my top 5 games of the year so far.
So far, we're in December.
I have a lot of games I need to play in the next couple weeks. All right. My backlog for the year is just stacked. I'm going to try and get through as much of it as I can before we get to the end of the year.
I think the rest of my year will probably be on Cyberpunk.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like Apex. Oh, Payday 2. Still playing Payday 2.
Just that game.
Payday 2, Game of the Year 2020.
Game of the year every year.
No, we find out what year the VR was released. I think it might have been 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I would recommend it to anybody. I'm going to continue playing it because I really want to see where the story goes. So That'll
Yeah.
be my game next week probably too. All right. Unless anybody has any other games they want to talk about, Chris can take our next story, our first story.
Yeah, I just highly recommend Cyberpunk, man. Like, if you got, one of the newer consoles or PC, can play it in low. Highly recommend Cyberpunk, man. That shit's dope.
So if you
Don't play it on PlayStation 4 stock or
Or
regular.
yeah, fat Xbox One, then you're just
Yeah.
kind of screwed.
Even the One X PS4 Pro is a little iffy.
yeah,
I don't
think
know though, but we got our boy Richie isn't here, but he plays it on the One X, and he hasn't really complained at all about issues.
Okay,
So I'd
so
be curious to see
I
hear his
have
perspective on it.
I'm paraphrasing, but I believe before Cyberpunk release, Richie said, "I don't care about resolutions or frame rates. This is going to be the best game I've ever played."
He did say that.
But he said that in the same context I say that though, and that is like, I'm used to being like a console gamer, so like if a game runs at 30 frames, I don't
It's
really give a
unseeable.
shit.
The eyes don't
I
move that
don't
slowly.
care. Like, as long as it's fucking, I'm more concerned about it looking crisp. Like, I like my shit to look crisp and high res. So I think he was definitely saying it in that kind of regard. I'm sure if he was running at 15 frames, I'm sure he'd probably be like, "Yeah, this is bad." So I'd just be curious to kind of hear his perspective on it, because he seemed like he's played it a lot. Like, he's done a lot of shit. So I'm like, is he able to just really ignore that many issues and still be able to sink that much hours into it, or is it
I
not
think he
running?
could, and I think that's just because he doesn't play. I don't know if he's ever played high level PC games, and so the Xbox One X is his ceiling, right? But you have the strongest PC out of the bunch, and then the rest of us all put a decent amount of time into PC. So I guess our ceilings are probably higher than where Richie's are.
I mean, but I've had this PC the same time I even had a One X, and I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my One X and not my Mega PC.
Yeah, but that wasn't
And
Cyberpunk.
it didn't bother me at all. I mean, yeah, true, it wasn't Cyberpunk. But like I said, I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, we
'Cause
should get him to stream it. I'd be really curious to see what it runs like on the
'Cause
One
I
X.
I saw a One X clip on Reddit recently, and it didn't look bad.
You said
don't
that
know if
about
it's
the
like-
PS4 clip or the Xbox One clip too, though, and that was bad.
Yeah, but that's the Xbox One, right? Like, the One X has a pretty superior GPU to the Xbox One.
I think it's storage and CPU that's really crushing the game on the consoles.
I'm looking at it right now. With the One X, you do get the performance mode, which would be 60, and then the 30 FPS quality mode.
Okay.
And I'm looking at some screenshots. It doesn't look bad. It's significantly better than the PlayStation 4 and chunky Xbox, like OG Xbox.
Yeah, because I've seen gameplay, man. I'm telling you, and I was like, huh.
But still, also, it don't look great.
Yeah, it ain't no PC, but I was like,
It definitely ain't no PC, but it does
But I
look
was
better
like-
than I gave it credit.
yeah, it
for.
looks better than the regular console, like the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude,
non-pro
that's-
version of the consoles.
I guess what I'm saying is
Those
that
are-
I've seen a lot of gaming sites saying the best way to play it, unless you have a beastly PC, is Stadia, because of ease of access,
haven't
and
seen-
then
I
it
haven't seen
runs pretty
Stadia
solidly
yet.
on there. And Chris seems to enjoy it, but I guess his
But
PC is
I
also
will-
not in good
really
shape.
solid on Stadia.
I will say, at least off of screenshots, I'm not looking at anything in frame rate. The One X does seem to hold its own decently.
And also, if you're playing in the performance mode, I mean, this doesn't apply to Richie because I know he doesn't, but One X supports, like the VRR FreeSync stuff. So if you're playing
Mhm.
performance mode, you start dropping frames. The One X does support like the FreeSync shit. So you might not even notice shit if you've got a FreeSync TV or monitor. So that's one thing to keep in mind too with the even just the regular old One X. Because I know I'm playing with G-Sync on my TV, and so I purposely kind of pushed my settings slightly higher. So there's times where I drop down to like fucking 48 frames if shit's really hitting the fan, and I don't even notice no tearing or anything because G-Sync is just gliding right through that bitch.
Yep, G-Sync is the savior.
Yeah,
We all
dude,
need it.
it's just gliding like nothing's happening, and I'm just looking at the corner. I'm like, huh, my shit's getting wrecked. I'm at 48 frames.
Yeah, so we should get him to stream it to us because I'm really curious because everything I've seen so far has just been every other console except for the Pro and the One X.
I know one thing. This game definitely sells graphic cards because I think I'm sure after people load this game up, they're like, "Fuck, I want to get a fucking 3080 now."
The 3080, I mean, I guess you're gonna have DLSS anyways, but that thing's still tearing those upper consoles apart, those upper graphics cards apart.
My 2070 is like begging for mercy when I play this game.
Oh, I did have one crash in Cyberpunk, but it wasn't. I quit from Cyberpunk and then my computer blue screened.
You wanna know why? Because your computer wanted to keep playing and it was pissed. Like, hey, I want to keep playing Cyberpunk. You know
No,
what?
I'm pretty sure my CPU was melting and emergency shut off.
It like the melting feeling.
We can't handle it. It's just inside with fire extinguisher.
Shut it off, Otto. Shut it off.
So yeah, I don't think that's a Cyberpunk crash. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, that is very funny. Oh man.
All right, so I guess we'll move on to the next story since we spent a lot of time talking about Cyberpunk. But the next story is also about Cyberpunk.
That transition.
So for the past week, maybe two, a lot of reviewers and players have been reporting that they've been getting seizures playing this game, which once I started playing the game, I fully understand why. But the problem behind this whole issue was there was no epilepsy warning in game when you load the game, only in the EULA at the very beginning. So most people don't even read the EULA, so they don't see the epilepsy warning. Then when they load it up, nothing. Just go right to the main menu and start playing in this game that has all these bright neon lights, flashing lights. And I think the biggest offender was when in the brain dance scene when you just log into memory and they put a headset on your character and it just starts strobing right in your face. And according to a lot of reviewers who have epilepsy, that device is very similar to what neurologists use to induce epilepsy. So Cyberpunk, the devs said they'll do some fixes. They'll add that warning in the very beginning of the game, and they'll try to reduce the amount of flashing lights and this alternating colors. Because I think another thing that was inducing epilepsy was whenever Keanu Reeves' character comes on screen, he does this weird digital flashing light thing, and it just starts triggering people.
Those jazz hands. Teasing.
I'm back.
Yeah, so I hope they get
wanna
that fixed
say
in
they
soon.
already-
Because
I want to say they already added at least the warning.
Okay.
I don't know if they've done the fix.
Yeah.
I read something. Let me see if I can find it.
as someone who doesn't suffer from seizures, I usually I'll see the seizure warning and just completely glide by it. But I know the first time I did the brain drain, I looked at the screen because I wanted to see what people were talking about, and I got a headache from staring at those lights like that.
So you might have just actually discovered that you are sensitive.
Yeah,
I mean-
he got a headache from it. Woke up 6 hours later. He's like, "Nah, that's fine."
You might not even know you're sensitive.
No, I mean, yeah, maybe I am, but it didn't cause a seizure for me. But what I'm saying is that because I've never had a seizure before, I would have gone into that without any warning. And the warning in front, I think, is not enough for people who are closer to possibly being sensitive. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully they get that fixed in soon.
Apparently, they already have the fix in.
Nice. I will
So
test
they
it out
got
later on
the
tonight.
warning in the very beginning,
Yep.
and they reduced the amount of crazy flashes.
That was
For-
fast.
Jazz hands
They
as
should have
well,
a
or just
slider.
the brain
I
drain?
want more lights.
Can we get an option in the options for even more lights?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll take
so never mind. This story doesn't exist.
It still exists. We figured it out.
Oh,
Yeah, it still exists.
We
Yeah.
solved it.
we
It's still,
solved it.
it's still something to
We
talk about.
single-handedly figured it out, guys.
I think Microsoft even made a statement saying that they are going to do a better job on their own certification process to catch things like this on their own. If
Oh, yeah.
developers miss it,
Yeah, that's something that should have been caught by QA.
Yep.
I don't see why it's such a renowned studio like this one.
Oh, there
And
it
you
goes.
lost Chris. And he
Oh.
screwed up the layout.
Nice.
Aha.
Man.
Oh, this is really. Oh man, this is really
Hey.
bad.
Fix it on the fly.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, he's back.
Back. Welcome back,
That's
Chris.
funny.
Just got wrecked.
Thank you.
No camera. Yeah.
Yeah, my computer just got wrecked by something.
Dang it.
Just
He
for
had
existing.
three tabs open on Chrome. Just shit his computer.
All right. Mark, hit us up with the next story.
Oh yeah.
So, Halo Infinite. Right now, Microsoft says that it's coming out in fall 2021. There are people who are saying that that's right around what is that? 20 years of like the 20th anniversary or something like that.
Okay.
Yep. Of Halo.
So people are speculating that it's going to release right around there,
That makes sense.
which would make a lot of sense. They've put out some screenshots and things like that. It does look significantly better, but it's also just a screenshot. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that they learned, and everything is in engine whenever they did these posts. But I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. Otherwise, we're going to end up with another reveal like we did before.
Or like another Cyberpunk situation where the lower end consoles can't run it.
Yeah, that's actually a topic I saw in an article recently.
That it's lower
like
end
the
consoles
lower-end
that are
consoles?
holding it back.
Well, it's a mixture of those two. Like, you see a game like Cyberpunk, they try to push it like crazy, so the old consoles couldn't even run it. So now, puts Microsoft in a position to either A, they push it like crazy and the old console can barely run it, or B, they tailor it back a little bit. Hopefully they don't do that. I just wish they would just drop support for Xbox One for this game and really just take it to that level to really like push Halo, especially if this is going to be a Halo that they've already mentioned it's going to get like yearly updates and shit. So it's going to be a Halo that's meant to stay around for a while. I'd want it to be like the most mega fucking Halo to ever drop visually and speed wise and technical marvel. Like, drop the Xbox One and then focus on utilizing all these dope features like with the SSD, right? Like, I don't want it to be a situation where it's like, well, yeah, you play on the Series X, it loads faster. Nah, like make that shit so that, oh yeah, since the shit loads so fast in SSD, we're gonna do shit like, we're gonna streamline a bunch of fucking ships coming, you know what I mean? Like really taking advantage of it, like into the core of the engine and AI and shit like that. But I wanted to piggyback off Mark, mentioning that it's gonna come in the fall of 2021. So what happened this week on kind of along with that is Joseph Staten, who they brought on to the Infinite team. He actually helped put together like an update article on the Halo Waypoint site, where he interviewed a bunch of guys from I'm not sure if it's guys and gals, but people from the art and graphics department. I think as well as some gameplay folks too. But he interviewed them, kind of getting an update overall on Infinite. That's where a lot of the screenshots came from. And and what was cool though is they really dove into the stuff that was missing from the July demo. And I was actually shocked. I don't know if you guys have actually read through that series of interviews and questions with especially the graphics and art team folks. But man, they were missing a ton. Like they actually listed it out, like all the shit that did not make it into the July demo. And that gave me a little bit of hope, a little bit of optimism to be like, damn, like, okay, if it was looking like that and you were missing all that shit, I'd imagine that once you put that in, it should look a whole lot better, campaign wise. Because, like Mark said, they released some screenshots, but these are multiplayer screenshots, and they do look good. So I would hope that the campaign looks even better. But check out that interview over on Halo Waypoint, because it does walk through a lot. It even talks about our beloved Craig and how he came to be and how they plan on giving him a makeover, and hopefully we'll
Correct.
see more of him later on.
I just want him with the coat of
I love
makeup on, but the same exact model and textures.
I want him
they're
to
bringing it.
be an Easter egg in the actual game. They can update everything, but they need to bring specifically Craig back with that level of graphics.
You know what's crazy though, man? With this Halo Infinite thing, they had the July demo, right? At the time of the July demo, the game was still slated to launch with the consoles. And when you read the list of shit that was missing, including facial animations for the brutes and facial hairs and shit for the brutes, is like, bro, like, did no one outside of the doors of 343, like Phil Spencer and whatnot, have any idea of how far behind they were? Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and
Because
I
this shit
assume
delayed
that
this
it
a
was
long time
until
ago.
after that live demo they saw everybody's reactions. They're like, "What happened here, guys? Like, we're not ready." I
Yeah.
mean, there were the reports that it was going to launch without. Was it without or only multiplayer? I think that would have been
Yeah,
really
there's
rough.
reports that they're gonna like split the shit up, yeah, and like put out like part of uh the campaign or part of the multiplayer. There's like all these different thoughts, but thankfully they decided against all that. It was just like, dude, just to play the game completely. Um, but they also had some screenshots of like weapon models and stuff too. It looked pretty dope. Spartan armor that looked dope. Uh, I just hope it's good, man. I hope that the game itself is good. Because I thought the gameplay mechanics of the July demo looked good, like mechanically, but obviously that visual fidelity for what at the time, we were like, this is the Series X. We'll see what it can do. And it's like, yeah, this is running on a Series X. And, it looks like shit. It's just like, I just hope they bring the heat, man. I want to be impressed when the next gameplay demo they show. Like, I want to be like, damn, like, I want to be like when you saw the Hellblade 2 demo type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be like, wow, like this shit look good. You know what I'm saying?
My,
I'm gonna temper my hopes for it just so that way, if I go in with really low expectations, I won't be disappointed.
And that is the goal for life.
That's what I do on a daily
Unless
basis.
you know they're gonna
honestly.
deliver, like CD Projekt Red. You know they're gonna
Yeah.
deliver.
As long as you're supporting every iteration of the console, I don't think it's gonna be wowing. Might be okay,
Or
but
maybe like Cyberpunk and it wows, it just runs like shit in the old ones.
Which is not a good
That's
solution
not-
either. And when they initially came out and said, "Oh, everything's going to run on the old Xboxes for a couple of years," I was like, "Man, that is a fantastic idea. They should definitely do that." And then,
Like
after
now it's like,
"Oh, are
yeah.
these older versions holding these consoles back?" Oh man, the Xbox version of this game, Xbox One original, fat. Man, I don't even know what to call
Yeah,
these
the
consoles
fat
anymore.
Xbox one.
Yep, like fuck Microsoft's naming convention.
Yeah, it's so dumb. So
Dumbest.
yeah, I mean,
I actually
these
don't have an issue with it. That's a hot take. I don't have a problem with
that is
Microsoft
a
naming
very
thing.
hot take.
That is
Even my son knows what my Xbox is.
I mean, I know
He's
what they
4.
are. It's just stupid, annoying trying to refer to these consoles.
yes. They are on like Apple level of naming conventions. The new iPad, the new iPad 2.
Hey, peep this though. I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about this a little bit more lately. Do we think that the Series S is gonna hold shit back down the line? You know what I mean?
I mean, the point of that system is that it holds things down to 1080, and then the other one runs 4K, right? As long as they hold to
Yeah.
that convention, it'll be a
Should
while
be
until that
good.
happens.
Should be good. Yeah, we'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens when things get optimized. I think that's the key. once we see things that are actually optimized and like next gen only, not this like weird hybrid shit. Like once it's like, hey, this game is only coming out on the newer systems, so it's only optimized for these. Once we get that like baseline, I'd be curious to see, how that's gonna hold up in the future.
So is the next Xbox going to be called Xbox 2 Series X and Xbox 2 Series S?
I have no
This naming convention.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Series
I'm already
X2,
upset.
S2.
Series X Pro.
I'm already upset. I can't handle this.
You want a slightly better version of the Xbox Series S? The Xbox Series S Plus.
I'll take that. It actually works. I'll take that.
Now with RGB.
Series X Plus. That reminds me of because I'm a Samsung fan. Like they and also Apple. Apple is the same thing with their with some of their shit too. But
Yeah, I hate all of their naming conventions.
I'll take it. Mm-hmm.
I can't.
I won't. Someone save me. The next lead just says everybody.
As long as they fucking deliver with the games, they can call the system whatever the fuck they want. As long as Avowed is good and Fable is good, they can call this shit the Xbox Series XX, and I won't give two fucks as long as that shit is running the game good.
Yeah,
They can call it that, but they shouldn't.
Yeah, like the Wii U was a dumb name, but the Wii U had good games on it. You can have both those things. Their name was so dumb that people thought that they didn't need to get it because they assumed it was just another Wii, the same Wii. They thought it was just a tablet. Also a dumb name.
Oh, yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad when you don't think they need it.
They're very close to each other, is what I'm saying.
At least people know they need these new systems because people are buying them like fucking hotcakes. Besides the scalpers too, fucking buying them up.
I think there's a tweet that was talking about backwards compatibility, and it was the most word vomit paragraph I think I've read in my life.
Yeah, and then also more to the point, exactly what you were talking about, AJ, is do you know what what hit #1 on Amazon the day the Series X launched?
Dude,
One X.
I'm telling you right now, that was bots, bro. I do not believe that was caused by humans.
No, bots are smarter than humans.
No,
bots
bro.
be like, hey, look for Series X,
so.
and it's like, got it.
I don't think it was fucking
the
humans
one
putting 1X at #1. I don't believe that.
If more than 10 people accidentally bought a 1X, that's way too many.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a dumb naming convention.
If my mom, who doesn't even play fucking games, knows like that the new system is, Series X and Series S, but she more references by price point.
No, but my point is that nobody should be making that mistake, though. I mean, yes, there are people that are.
And then also, didn't you have to have like a full-on brief with your wife before you went to the field?
No,
like,
I'm talking about my mom. I'm talking about my mom.
What I'm saying is like
who is just like she doesn't even know how to fucking do certain things on an iPhone, and she knows like, oh yeah, that's the new system. It's a series, it's a Series X, it's a Series S, and when I was telling her about it, and I was like, oh, you know what it is? She was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, shit. If she knows, well, shit. I don't see how anyone else is having a problem with this shit.
I would right now call my mom and put $1,000 on the line that she would not be able to know the difference. And that's the issue is like people. It's not us that are going out. Yeah, we know the difference. It's sometimes it's going to be my mother or my grandmother that's going out getting it for their kid.
It's like those movies that are like the knockoff Cars or the knockoff Frankenstein or like, all those knockoff DVDs that they used to have. Yeah, most people won't fall for it, but some people will, which is an issue.
Arachnid man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I get that, but I don't know, man. Like once I saw like my mom could do it, I was like, I don't see how anyone can make a confusion between.
Your mom is most likely the exception for parents who don't game. My parents would not be able to tell the difference between Series X and a 1X and a 1, and then the original Xbox and the 360. They would just be like, send me a link, and then I'll buy it.
I think my dad knows there's a new Xbox. He doesn't know what the name is, I don't think. But he knows what it looks like, but he doesn't know what the name of it is. Yeah. He just refers to them as Xboxes.
I don't even think my parents know there's a new PS5 and an Xbox Series X. to be completely honest.
And I hope eventually they can get to that point where shit's just literally just called an Xbox. It's like
This is their
that's it.
chance. Then they called it Series X, Series S. Just say the Xbox.
Then how are you
Done.
gonna refer to the original Xbox now?
I already referred
Yeah,
to it. I
because
used to
it-
refer to it as the Xbox One, and then they named the new fucking
They named
console the
it One.
Xbox One.
Well, hey, that was
But now it's the
fucking-
new Xbox One.
That's because dumbass Don was running the shit and steering it towards like a media center. So he's like, okay, all in
Yeah.
one, the Xbox One. So that was his dumbass fault.
what they should have done is they should have kept the 360 naming conversion and just made like 720 and then the 900 and just
Sick.
gone on from there.
Just make it like a graphics card and just keep going up.
And just keep
Yeah.
going up. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
stock biscuits. They only go up.
Yep. I'm curious to see because I guarantee there'll be mid-gen upgrades again. I'm just curious to see what that mid-gen upgrade is going to be
Yeah.
called.
It'll be interesting to see what the 1X version of the Series X will be in
Yep.
like 4 years.
Yep. It's gonna
Meanwhile,
be
you have
fucking-
PlayStation that just had PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5,
Yeah, it's so simple.
and this patented PS5 Pro. So
Yep. That's coming.
Yeah.
It'll come.
God,
Doing
we
that
should have
naming
bought that. We should have
convention.
bought that website. Should have bought. Actually, what we do is we end this, buy PlayStation 10, and in like 60 years, it's gonna pay off.
Money.
in 60 years, we're gonna get sued by Sony.
Yeah, I think companies have a way of skirting around that in the most case. But like I think with like Twitter, I think you can actually hold on to those to a
Yeah.
certain point.
Like when Google forgot to re-up their domain name. It happened, I think, within the last year, and some dude just bought it.
That's so funny.
And then Google gave him a couple $1,000s, and they're like, "Ah, that's funny. Now give it to us before we get our legal team. Take your money and go." And they're like, "All right." Bro, I would
All right,
have
we should
been
move
fine
on.
with the. Yeah, we should.
Yep.
That's a podcast.
So yeah, this was the console
Award.
naming convention podcast. So yeah, Game Awards happened last week or this week,
This week. Yeah.
This week.
earlier this week, and
Oh, Game Awards.
besides the whole awards that they gave out, they also made a bunch of announcements. So I thought I would
It's
just go
part-
through the
it's the
major
part of Game
announcements and let's talk about it. So the very first one was pretty minor one. Is my Master Chief is joining Fortnite. Kind of cool, but
These are out of order, by the way.
you want to go in order?
What?
No, I was saying that these are out of order in when they were announced last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
just,
yeah,
Just a heads up.
and we're not going to cover every single one, just the major highlights. Among Us has a new map which we all tried out last night, right?
That's not out yet. The new map's not out
What
yet.
did we play last night?
There's already 3 maps in the game.
There's
we only
three
played the
maps in that game.
we only played the first map because I wanted to get used to the game, and I was like, oh well, we've been playing a decent amount. Let's play the second map.
Okay, yeah. So that came up, and I was like, oh, the new map's out. Cool. Because I only thought there was only one map in Among Us. Okay.
You should have let him believe, Matt.
I would have blown his mind the next time he sees the
Just so
lava
everyone
level.
knows,
Oh wait, do we play
the
the lava
Among Us
level?
new map is not out.
It is not out, despite what everyone else thinks.
I believe it's early
So yeah,
2024.
it's a old school looking airship.
That's fun.
Cool, I guess. You don't have anything to say about that?
Nope.
The
Next
Tesla
one.
cool.
Next one is a good one to talk about.
Yeah, the next one, a game called It Takes Two by the same developers as A Way Out.
Hell yeah.
So this one actually looked really cool.
This game looks good as fuck.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this couple turned into dolls or something and just trying to navigate the world.
Yep. And it's like they're also like trying to work on their relationship, find their love again for each other. It's fucking dope, man.
Cool
This game looks
style,
so good.
graphics look good, gameplay looks really fun.
Yep, it's from our buddy Joseph, who directed Way Out, the Hazelight team. God, it looks so good. And
Yep. And this game is meant for co-op. It's not really meant for single player use.
March 26th launch. Oh, one
March
thing
26th.
I do want to mention is they did mention during the award show that just like A Way Out, this game will utilize that like buddy system. So if one friend buys the game, they get a free
Oh, yeah.
pass so that a friend can play with them. Like they like
pretty cool.
it's like almost like a free key. Like they can download the game as
Yeah.
well, and they can join the friend without having to pay anything. So
Did
just
they-
one person needs to buy.
Did they happen to mention that that's going to EA Plus?
No, they don't think. I don't think they mentioned anything about
Okay.
EA Plus. Yeah.
All right, next game. It's the creators of Gone Home, which I actually didn't catch during the actual event, but it's called Open Roads, and it's
Oh,
apparently
okay.
like a road trip simulator or something like that.
Looks so good.
What's the actual verbiage to use on that?
Procedural road trip.
Yep, there you go.
Ooh,
Not
that
too
sounds
much
like my kind
information
of
on
game.
That's
it,
into it.
but
Yep.
Yeah. That's like, oh yeah, game of the year right here.
Yep. I already know.
Yeah. I think I was doing something else while I was watching this portion. So I only caught bits and pieces of it, but from the trailer, what kind of game did it look like?
Oh hey, I lied. So that game that said procedural road trip, that's a completely different game than this game.
Oh, seriously?
It is.
Is
What's
Open
this
Roads
one
the one
talking
with the two characters in the front seat that were
Yeah.
talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it seemed like the story was their grandmother died and they found her diary that's alluding to like treasure and money and like these people who
Oh,
she didn't
yeah.
know.
Yep. It's not the same game, guys. That's a different game. That
Okay,
also
that's something
so-
completely different.
I was interested in either
Whatever.
game, so
both games look good though. I'll tell you that right
It
now.
seems like a very good story-driven game. I don't know if it'd be my cup of tea, but someone here will probably play it.
What was
Gone
it
Home
called?
was really good, so I'm really excited to see this.
I really enjoyed Gone Home.
Yeah, go-
But what was that
go-
procedurally generated game called?
That's called something else. And it was shown with the HP Omen platform. I honestly don't remember what the name of it was though.
Procedural.
Procedural
I'll
road
put
trip.
it up. Road 96.
There you go.
Bam.
Uh,
That game.
they
That's
were
what I want
very
right
close
there.
to getting Game of the Year just off the name alone.
Yep. Almost.
Yeah.
Man, what a confusion.
What's
So
next?
Road 96 looked great. I didn't
Yes,
even
buddy.
see what are the other ones? Open Roads.
Both games look good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. New
Ooh.
fighter was announced. Sephiroth, which was pretty hype.
He looks like he's
Um,
going to be a pain in the ass to fight against.
Oh, it's
He
gonna
has
be
so much
fun.
range with that really long sword. But yeah, gameplay looked pretty cool, and
Trailer was great.
trailer was great.
We need to play more
Thought
Ultimate.
Myro died.
We need to play more Ultimate.
Man, fuck Ultimate. I ain't playing that.
I'm not playing it from Japan with that netcode.
Nintendo,
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be like
terrible.
Nintendo has the shittiest netcode in the industry.
It's gonna
Marc
be
would
like a
be-
3-minute delay, and then
It'd
I'm gonna
be
walk away,
terrible.
get food, and then come back and hopefully my move will have registered.
That is a local co-op type of game.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead type game. It's called Back for Blood.
Oh, baby.
By Turtle Rock
Now
Studios.
this one,
I believe
oh, man.
some of the people
Spiritual
who
successor.
were on the Left 4 Dead team went to Turtle Rock, and that's where that studio came from, right? Do I have that history right?
Something
Left 4
like
Dead Studio Turtle Rock. So it seems like it is the actual studio under Valve.
Are they? I don't think they're under Valve. Maybe they were, and then they broke off.
Yeah.
that. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my
Or
favorite
could go
show
into
from the show.
situations where they were like working in tandem, so to speak.
yeah, even the title Back 4 Blood, it has the number 4 in there.
Mm-hmm. Yo,
Spiritual successor.
shout out to these people like bringing gameplay and then making it and like and then raising a point to saying, yeah, but you guys didn't come here to see a CG trailer. You wanted to see gameplay, and he's like, I got some gameplay for you, and I was like, damn.
I
fuck
came
it.
here to look at
Yep.
concept art and
so,
people being
I
interviewed.
didn't know this. Turtle Rock Studios was formerly Valve South.
Okay, so
Okay.
then yes, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so they are actually the people who have designed it.
So they didn't want to call it Left 4 Dead 3.
I'm sure Valve owns it,
Yeah, that'd be
the
my
IP,
guess.
and
It seems like their Turtle Rock Studios is best known for their work on Valve's Counter-Strike and Left 4 Dead. So they did all the Counter-Strikes. They did Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, Left 4 Deads, and now they're doing Back 4 Blood.
So it wasn't just a name change; it's completely separated.
So according
Yes.
to this wiki article that I'm reading, which obviously everybody knows is 100% accurate at all times,
Obviously.
founded by Michael Booth, founded in 2002. They left, and then the remaining team members decided to restart Turtle Rock as an independent company in 2010.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume
this
it's an
game
IP
looked
issue. That's why
just
they had
like
to
Left
change
4
the
Dead.
name.
That'd be my guess.
I guess the real question though is, will this game have crossplay at launch?
That would be awesome.
Because I'm gonna buy this on my Series X because it looks like it's gonna be optimized for new systems as well. So that'll be the big question: is if this game has a crossplay at launch.
That is the question of the hour.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So next game, a game called the Callisto Protocol. There's a CGI trailer, and AJ as the horror guy of the group. I'm pretty sure you were pretty excited about this one.
Oh, dude, yeah, fucking Dead Space is dope. So to hear the creator, which that guy's fucking awesome, by the way. I watched like a little documentary thing about him making Dead Space, but yeah, dude, Callisto Protocol looked. I mean, it's a CG trailer, so it's kind of annoying because it doesn't really give you a lot as far as what the game's gonna be. But I thought the CG trailer was good. Like,
Yeah,
it's creepy.
set a good
It
mood.
looked like I'm going to assume that we're going to play as a prisoner in this game, and maybe that barcode thing off his neck will end up becoming like a health meter, kind of like a la Dead Space, how the little, health bars on the spine of the character. Maybe we'll do something like that again.
Yep. And maybe there'll be, similar to Dead Space, a very brutal body blasting system.
Yeah. And I'm sure they'll go for that very cinematic. Like, that's one of the things he talked about for Dead Space was he didn't want any HUD, which is how they got the idea to like, hey, how can we give indicators but within the game, like on the bodies? Because we don't want a HUD. We just want all game on the screen, all immersion into the game. So I'm sure they'll probably keep that same philosophy. So we'll probably get a very, beautiful, cinematic, scary ass sci-fi game.
Yeah, just do it like Payday 2 VR. No HUD. I don't think there's a HUD.
I don't remember there being a HUD.
You got it on your wrist.
And your belt.
Yeah, and your belt.
Yeah. This game doesn't look like it's going to be launching anytime soon.
I think it said for like 2022, I think they said.
Yeah. All right. Also, Perfect Dark.
Hey,
did not expect that one.
Joanna Dark is back, baby.
Joanna Dark. I actually haven't played any of the Perfect Darks.
I think it's been rumored for a while.
Yeah, it was rumored for a while, and I honestly thought it was bullshit. I was like, no way they're gonna try to make Perfect Dark like a very like super modern day story driven, a la like an Uncharted, level of narrative. Nowhere they're gonna put, try to go for that, but they're doing it. They're going for it.
Does Perfect Dark have a good story? I don't know much about it.
I've never played
it. Like an established world or anything?
I do not. It does have an established world. I don't remember the campaign at all because all I did was play multiplayer back in 64 days.
Gotcha.
So I don't know shit about the storyline beyond the agent's name, Joanna Dark. I do know that much.
Joanna Dark.
Isn't there a briefcase gun or laptop gun or something?
Yeah, I don't even remember Perfect Dark Zero that good, to be honest, either.
Yeah.
It does seem like it's gonna be a reboot, and I think I heard that they're gonna keep it FPS, and it's the Initiative, which is that team that they were like, oh, this is a fucking quadruple A game, so I guess they're gonna pull out all the stops on this bad boy.
All right, so we'll move on to the next one. Dragon Age 4. They didn't really show too much on that, but
They never do. They never fucking do.
It's a CGI trailer, so there's really barely anything to go off
All
of.
we see is concept shit. Every time we see this game, it's always concept shit. We have no idea shit about this game.
I just
It's
want more
concept shit.
Inquisition multiplayer.
yeah, I think me, Mark, and AJ, we've only played the multiplayer.
I don't think I've actually loaded the single player game.
Not
once.
even once.
Hours and hours
Actually, I
of
take it back.
gameplay.
I did one time on accident, and I immediately quit out the game. I remember there being as soon as you click A, like there's like an explosion or some shit. That was an accident. I immediately quit out.
I need to go
Yeah,
back.
we
and
put a
play
lot of
Inquisition
hours
again.
in that game, but I don't have a single achievement in that game because all the achievements are in the single player campaign.
Yep.
Yeah, that's facts. That's big facts.
Good game though.
A good game, good game. All right. So moving on, a new Mass Effect.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Doesn't even
I
have
mean,
a name.
I never beat Mass Effect 3.
Mm-hmm.
Did that story wrap up?
Do you want to know?
Well, is it a spoiler for anyone?
Yeah, don't
listening?
spoil it. Yeah, don't spoil it because I'm
Yeah.
sure someone that's listening has never played it.
There is
That
a path
color
to go
palette
forward.
changed, though.
Yes, based off of the original trilogy, depending on how the game ended, which I think would be the only way that you
Is there
could
a
end it.
canon? Is there a canon version to that
I didn't
ending?
play the Citadel DLC, which I think expanded the ending. I only played the base ending.
Yeah, same for me. I've only played base, so I don't know.
So, I mean, there's only one. There's only one logical ending. If you're going to continue this franchise with the characters that are there, there's only one logical ending from that it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Game's old. I mean, we could talk about it, but if you guys don't want to.
There's that one guy listening.
Yeah, there's the
played
one
Mass
dude.
We already spoiled Reapers in Mass Effect, or in Supernatural. Might as well spoil Reapers in Mass Effect.
It's not even
Also,
a story. Anyway.
it's like this game. Come on, like at a certain point, it's got to be
But
not.
see, because you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna put out like some sort of remastered remake package.
I
Of
think
like
that's
1 through
announced.
3.
I think that was announced.
Yeah, I think they did announce some sort of remaster. I don't know if it was all of the whole trilogy or not, but it's gonna resurge.
I believe it's the
Someone listens to
trilogy, but
podcasts.
the first one's going to get some extra work on it, I think is what they either rumored or said.
So someone's gonna listen to this podcast and be like, "Fuck, you ruined it. Now I don't even want to play the remaster anymore."
And they're like, oh, Mass Effect. New
The
game?
ending is not the
It's
reason
a
why you
perfect
play that
opportunity
game.
to play the
Yeah,
remasters.
that is not everything. You stop right before the ending, and it's honestly better than the ending.
Yep, your character just looks in the light, and then you're like, oh, stop right here. Don't even continue. Don't go into the light. Don't see what's on the other side.
Bringing up old feelings for me and Matt.
Oh, man. I binged that
Before they get
entire
too emotional.
series in a 3-week span. And for
What's
that to be the ending,
Anyway, next.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I'm
Arc
with
2.
you, Matt.
Pretty cool
Arc
cinematic
2,
trailer.
baby.
Was starring Vin Diesel. That was pretty cool.
I am
I
actually
didn't-
very excited for this.
I don't know what this is. I must have missed this one.
I did think the trailer looked a little awkward though. Kind of bordered on
Some
that
of the
like,
movements, some of the movements were
uncanny
weird.
valley, and it's kind of like they weren't perfectly mocapped.
I will say it is Arc, so I expect it to be very wonky.
Oh, Art.
And
What
then
the
play
hell
that
is
up.
Vin Diesel?
But it looked
Come
good
on.
though. I'll tell you that. It
Bro,
looked
Great
Vin
trained
Diesel
Vin
looks great.
Diesel with the wonkiest of dinosaur movements. Nothing but that Jurassic Park on the harmonica or whatever.
Oh, man. I love that song.
Yeah, but, yeah, complete cinematic trailer, no gameplay. I'm sure it's gonna look like the first
Nothing
game,
like
but better.
this. Yep.
It's going to look
Yeah.
like the first game.
I
It's
just
gonna-
Probably.
Whoa, yo, you guys.
What up?
Breaking news.
So I was curious, right? Because remember how you said it looked awkward, Chris? So I was like, let me
Yep.
look into this real quick. Bro, that trailer was rendered in engine using game assets. Holy fuck.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
You're going to need SLA
Okay.
3090s in
Oh
order to
my
run it.
god! I just want to repeat that. That trailer was rendered in engine using game assets. Jesus Christ!
I won't believe it till I see gameplay on launch day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that
It's
is
not gonna
it's
run
Arc.
very well.
It's Arc. It's gonna
Wow.
run like a piece of dog shit.
But I mean, Arc 1 looks good though. It runs like shit. But it looks good.
You
Yeah,
can't
it
deny
looks
that.
good,
Does
but
it?
the draw distance is about.
It's
it
very
does now.
shiny,
I don't know if you
Chris.
played it recently, Chris.
No, I haven't. Not recently.
The
Remember the
PC
draw
version looks
distance
a
was
lot better than the
terrible.
Xbox version.
Yeah, and you can definitely
They
tone down the
updated it.
shininess.
They updated it recently though.
Yeah,
But dude,
it is good. I do really enjoy Arc, honestly.
that's rendered in engine using game assets. What the fuck?
That is wild.
That is, bro. That looked like a fucking CG.
So was Dark Souls 2's trailer. So was
Christ.
The Witcher 3 trailer. So was Rainbow Six trailer.
Yeah, but I think those days are gone, man. That fucking downgrade shit.
Does it? I mean, even Cyberpunk got downgraded quite a bit.
No, it did not. Cyberpunk did not get downgraded.
Have you seen that
bro.
E3 trailer?
Which one?
The announcement trailer where the city was just full of life and it looks so good, and it still looks good now.
I haven't watched
It's
that. I
not-
haven't watched the whole thing, but like that shit's pretty fucking close. I have to rewatch the first gameplay trailer, I guess, but it was pretty close, even from the screenshot that I saw. I think Matt's in I think Matt's in something.
Fucking. That is really cool. They got Vin Diesel though. It's just so random. I think it's funny.
Speaking of Arc 2, they're also announced a TV series, which actually has a good amount of big actors in it.
Dude, yeah, some of the big names. I might be mispronouncing this one. Michelle Yeoh, Jeffrey Wright, Elliot Page, Russell Crowe, Gerard Butler, Vin Diesel, and a lot more. I don't have the whole list, but that's just some of the
David
names.
Tennant.
Yep, David Tennant. I'm pulling up now.
It's the start of the Arc cinematic universe. Got to get all the characters in there so they can all make their own spin-offs.
Carl Urban's in it. Holy shit.
Oh,
That name sounds
nice.
familiar. See the guy from Thor Ragnarok?
Yes.
Okay.
Guns, dude.
Spoilers.
He's also in The Boys.
Talking about spoilers. Thor Ragnarok came out earlier than that.
I was really hoping someone would say, "Yeah, but who hasn't seen Thor Ragnarok?" And I was like, "Yes, but shine."
I'm part of the in group now. I've actually seen Ragnarok.
Oh no, Chris, you betrayed me.
All right. Yeah. So moving past that, next one was called. What was this game called? Peaceful Trip to the End of the World.
That sounds like a
That's
Matt
the
game.
title. That's the article title. Season.
Oh, Season.
Yeah, Season.
Season looked interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the game is about, but it had a really cool art style. Looked very kind of zen. Just a cinematic of this person riding their bike and photographing animals,
Wait, maybe I'm
recording
thinking of a different
things,
game.
talking to like a tribal leader. I'm not really sure.
Don't type
what it's
Season in
about.
Google. It won't give you what you want.
Yeah, it looks like a U type of game too, so I'm sure you'll like it.
Oh, yes. This is the game I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'd totally play this. Looks good.
Yeah, this game looks good. PS5
PS5
on
Which
PC.
game?
Season.
season.
That's a PS5 trailer, so maybe they just
Yeah,
have
that game. Yeah, I was watching that 2018 Cyberpunk trailer, and yeah, the game still looks like that. But it does look like they sprinkled in CG scenes as well. But you can tell which scenes are CG and which scenes are the game. And the game definitely still looks like 2018 trailer because I play that game all the time. Oh, we'll continue.
I think it's kind of like the Rainbow Six trailer where.
No, see, Rainbow
Six E3 trailer.
massive downgrade. I remember that because that game was massive. That was like a massive downgrade, like huge.
But not only a graphical downgrade, it was just the AIs acted different.
Yeah, it was everything got downgraded. The how they like you said, like how they responded, the lighting, how the mission is handled in the beginning. Like literally everything was changed. Like it's almost like two different games when you put those side by side. Even some of the structurability was slightly different.
See, what is... You have to look at the trailer again, but like what I'm referring to is the AI. I don't know if you call it like their logic, but like the way they move around the map, the way how filled the streets are,
I'd see which
was
trailer.
very different from. Yeah, I'd have to look for it.
The trailer I just watched was the 2018 trailer, which wasn't really gameplay. It was more like a montage of footage. It was like the world premiere trailer that officially showed off the game for the first time. That was in 2018. So there wasn't actual gameplay, but you could tell they had scenes from the game in it.
I can't remember if I was with Marc or Chris, but I turned everything up to ultra, everything on in the GeForce Now stuff, and it did not look like how I would have expected it to look with everything maxed out.
So here we go. This is the. Let's see.
Just FYI, we're at 70 minutes.
Yep, I sent it in Slack.
Oh, I have my phone vibrations muted.
Oh, yeah, you did. Anyway, not on board.
Yep. I found the actual gameplay we're talking about.
All right, the last thing they showed off was Flight Simulator is coming to console in 2021. So
and that
fully utilizing the Series X power, and
finally
it looked good.
And VR, I think, comes out next month or this month.
That'll be cool.
Which will probably melt your computer.
Oh, right? No way I'm playing that game in VR. I don't think I could play it in regular.
Yeah, that game looks really good.
Once I get my 3080, eventually, hopefully, I'll give it a shot.
I'm seeing February as a possibility that stock will be back to normal.
Wait, what's this for?
VR Flight Simulator.
Oh, 3080s, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, man, after holidays and the urgency to buy stuff for people goes away, it won't instantly be back in stock. I'm telling you, the stock will be a lot better because people would have spent all their money on holiday stuff, and by this point, no one's gonna fucking buy scalper shit because there's no rush. So scalpers are gonna stop buying because they're gonna have to bring their prices down. They're not gonna make as much profit because no one's sweating it anymore. It's like, oh, dude, I gotta get this for Christmas for somebody. Nah, dude, no one's sweating the scalpers after holidays. I'm telling you, man, stocks gonna be real nice.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. I do want to pick up a 3080 eventually. Sooner than later.
I think by the time I want to upgrade my PC, it should be at like the 5080 by the time I want to upgrade.
A 5080.
5080. Yeah, I mean, your PC is probably good for a while.
Well, I mean, because I'm going to play on console anyway. The only reason for example, the only reason I bought Cyberpunk on my PC is because the next gen console version of Cyberpunk isn't out yet. But if that shit would have launched with the game, I probably would have bought it on the Xbox. So once these games start being optimized for what is now the current gen, I'm not even gonna be thinking about my PC until maybe like 2 years from now.
I'm definitely in my transition phase of wanting to do most of my stuff on PC and crossplay, which is why one of the reasons I really like Microsoft. They're very open about it, and like Game Pass is great.
Yeah, and it's all connected.
Yeah, and a lot of things we play all together. We just play, and like half of us are on PC. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, right now, our group consists of 5 people, and 3 out of the 5 are mostly PC gamers, and it's just Richie and I that are the more console gamers at heart.
Am I considered a PC gamer with my Harley running laptop?
Well, I think you prefer playing on the PC, right? Like even Rainbow Six Siege, right?
I prefer PC for FPS
Because like
because I
I
can control it better.
have Rainbow Six Siege downloaded on my Xbox right now, and like last night I would have been willing to play it, but everyone plays on the PC now. You know what I mean?
I only have whatever the
I
Xbox
still
One
have
X
it on the
has
Xbox if you
for
wanna
storage
play it.
size, so
Oh,
I don't have a lot of space
okay.
on there.
I just figured you were more or less done with the game.
I was, but then I downloaded it when the Series X update came out, and I won a match with my team, and it felt good because we won.
The
But
resurgence.
that win made me I felt a little tingle in the loins, so to speak. I was like, "Oh, okay, I remember this game. Right.
And it looks good. Ooh, back
Yeah.
in it.
It was weird seeing a console game with the FPS counter going up into the 140. That was strange.
Nice. You can just see the FPS in there.
Yeah, you can see FPS counter in Siege on console.
Oh, that's cool.
They have an option for it. You can see your ping
Nice.
as well.
Dang, the ping.
All right, I'm gonna call the podcast because this is we're approaching 80 minutes. This has been Uncommon Drops. Check us out on YouTube.
Ooh, that is
I'm on
not what it's
Twitch.
been. It has
Uncommon
not been
Guild.
We're called what?
Uncommon Guild on YouTube. Shoot Chatlu on Twitch.